Let's zoom out a little bit more. All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another stream here today with another one of the tournament of this community organized tournament of EU teams versus NA teams. I mean, it's not just EU versus NA, but everyone against everyone. But the first tournament where we're actually having NA term, or actually the second community organized tournament and the first one in a long time since we are seeing EU teams face the NA teams. And as I am late as usual, we are actually already starting. We are starting with Demon versus Aqua, two EU teams, so we will stay on the EU server. For the other games, we are going to switch from NA to the EU server in between. But let's actually get started right away here with our first game already. It is Aqua on that blue team, moving in towards that seaside, having some isolated super conqueror in the back. Demon playing very aggressively here for the river, having the rear of Atlantic, who might be very stuck there. Atlantic in big trouble, as he can get farmed down quite easily, but it is Deviat here on that AMX M4, who is being shot down quite a bit, but he is safe for now. So that Atlantic is just going to get shot down, and Demon has their tank safe. It is the team of Aqua who is down a tank by now and is also kind of stuck in the city. They are still having a good amount of hit points, and they also have a cap, although I highly doubt that it will be about a cap. The two light tanks over here are causing some trouble against Samus Titel, who is currently backing off there. The FV215B is still in a good spot. He can hide there, but there is another nice shot from the side. F it is, delivering some crossfire, and Wildburger picking up the kill of the FV215B. Well done here. And that is evening out the amount of guns on the field, and Demon, or BKLZH, is currently pushing back to their own spawn, where Wildburger and Ludmilla are quite isolated. They cannot run away anymore, especially the T100 LT here is absolutely stuck. Will get shot down sooner or later. Kopiat failing his kill shot and taking some hits for that. Also Dr. Watson had to peek out to get the kill. Took 3 shots. Diminished damage due to the reactive armor. That was lucky for him, but still quite a bit of damage that would have been nice to avoid taking here. So for now it is actually Aqua on the hit point advantage. Not anymore, but they have 1 tank less than the red team, as they just tried stealing another cap. But F is in crossfire, is burning as well, is still in the open. Can he get back there, or is he going to get shot down? It looks like he is safe to get down behind that wall again and can hide there for a while. So 4.3k against 5.7k, 5.3k hit points. Aqua not looking that good anymore, but they have a chance of getting Deviat out potentially here. Wildburger moving out to the side, going for that nasty kill shot. They're surprising the opponent. Very, very well done there. And the 200 LT is also kind of stuck here. Wildburger cannot afford to be aggressive there though. He has to hide and potentially cover his teammate. Tack the hills here is now getting pushed onto by the 200. The Batshit still delivered some shots, but is now also kind of stuck here, down to a one shot. But can he maybe run away? It looks good for Wildburger, but we are down to 4 tanks versus 5 actually, and it is Aqua with only 1,000 hit points. Also Alpha going down 3 versus 5. Good shots into Parmesan, but Parmesan was still quite healthy over here. And there is the next one going down. Now it is just about picking up the kills. Solitude can still take some damage, but also he goes down by now, which leaves us with the Batshit, who is trying to escape, but can not really win this without getting any kills. So many low hit point tanks. Crip on only 13 HP. That was fairly close here. Aqua almost managed to come back. But the good start for the team of Demon definitely worked out very well. Here, early gun advantage. And after that, they just had a good situation, good positioning there. Also, just worth pointing out the play by Samis Titel over here. The FE215B staying alive for as long as possible. He was not even doing a lot of damage, but he was just buying his teammates some time. The light tanks committed quite hard into the enemy spawn and got caught off guard over there. So that is win number 1 for Demon on the left side, although most of their players are currently in BKLZH. But yes, it is basically the Demon team. And we can see them ready up for game number 2. Demon is already ready with everyone. They are going for some double AMX lineup, double 2100, IS-7, Super Conqueror, FE215B. Oh, wait a second. Let me actually just quickly pull out Discord. I forgot to share my stream. Okay. It is being shared already by Benjamin. Thanks for that. If you are watching. Great. And we are seeing the second game on Albenstadt again. Hi to Darkman, by the way, and also Adam and everyone else who might already be here. If you are even here today. I cannot see who's here, how many are there. It's super hot today, as you can see by my outfit. And I believe that on a Saturday, with this weather, many will be outside and not watching streams. So, yeah, I don't blame anyone for that. Alright. Here we have the team of Aqua still not fully ready up. They are also applying some M4s for sure. Quite a few more, maybe 2 T100s and a Hori. They still need a moment. And Demon is waiting. Demon, same as in last season, almost full PC, only having one touch player here. On the team of Aqua, it's quite different. They are having most players on touch, 2 now on PC as well. That was also looking differently last season, where they had only, I don't think they had anyone on PC there. Also, I can see that Days is not on the team here. He is missing. And we could see someone, I think Atlantic might not always be there. On Solitude, the Hills, I don't know. The damn name changes always, making stuff difficult. Okay. Demon playing for the city this time, same as Aqua last game. Aqua playing for the outer side, just as Demon did last game, but they are not pushing through the river at the start. They are just going for the A-cap very quickly. They get spotted by Kopiat, who is backing off, still putting out one shot into the hills. and can get back into safety. He's not going to bother with just spotting, trying to put in some damage. It's way too risky. He might already be a bit late to run away as Wildburger is coming up. No good timing by Kupiat, although he still took a shot that might have been better to be avoided. And we are finding ourselves in a position here, in a situation where Demon is having very little map control. They are all on the C cap, having no one in spawn, but Wildburger of course cannot spot that, but he is quite aggressive with his spotting move there, trying to collect some information without exposing himself, not wanting to take any risks. At the moment we have the cap lead to Aqua on the blue side here with their early double cap on base A. Now they are trying to hold their spawn. Demon tried to pressure the enemy spawn, but took quite a few shots for that, as we are seeing on Crip, Deviat, and also Pyroblast, who is now stuck here, the caller of Demon. He cannot move out there without getting shot. Solitude has been the only one at a risk of getting pushed onto. He is backing off into safety. Now the only weak spot is Alpha, but he is perfectly hull down. And if the opponents were moving down onto him, they would be in really bad crossfire. They would be in the water where they could barely move. So Alpha is pretty safe. And Demon is likely to go for something else. Pyroblast actually getting more aggressive here. Going for a brave move to take some more aggressive hull down position in the enemy's rear. Might have some nice shots into the F. Well done here, 536 with the tungsten rounds. And F is suddenly caught off guard. Maybe the heavy tank that they had over here, Solitude, should have gone back to hold this area here to make sure that this move was not going to happen. But he moved all the way to the other side as Aqua was expecting a play for their own spawn. For the opponent's spawn. And the WT-100s are being pressured back. Solitude is spotting that whole area. On the other side we can see reactive armor being pulled off. Is that telling us that there is some movement going on? Not quite, although some more hit points have been lost. On Alpha as well as on Crip and Deviat, they are having some bad crossfire here. Maybe they will try a B-cap. Oh, another HE shot, 150 damage, that's definitely not nothing. The I7 is also quite alone over here. Might be pushed onto sooner or later potentially, but also he has some backup from the side. Yet it would be possible to dig out the I7 with a coordinated push from behind, through the canal and from the front. But Parmesan is trying to help out. F has lost a lot of hit points already. F is in trouble. She might also get crossfire from the sides, and also Alpha is losing more and more hit points. The Hill's trying to move up. It is not looking great here how the team of Aqua is losing all the hit points, and there comes the push of Demon. Demon is moving in on F and Atlantic. F only can hide here, cannot really do much, tries another shot, puts out a good track shot here that will keep him alive for a bit longer. Maybe he's able to, oh no, he cannot reload anymore. Yes, that is the turret actually costing him quite a lot of hit points. And there is the kill shot. Demon going in with everyone, pushing back towards base A, trying to get the cap back as they are losing some tanks in the city as well. Aqua trying to counter push on base C. They are moving into that with Lyudmila on the E50M, as they also pushed out some tanks. Their guns being even, hit points highly in favor of Demon. The Hills also low on HP, cannot really hide there. Maybe he can get back into cover, but the opponents are coming in. They are definitely going to get him, and that's another kill. 945 points now for the team of Demon. They are coming closer to the 1k. They only need one more kill. Unless if they lose someone, then they could still be turned around. There is a B cap going on for Aqua, but that's not going to be enough. They still need a kill shot. If they don't get any kills in, they will definitely lose this game. And it does not look they would have any chances. Now comes a desperate push of Solitude, but that is just too late. And that is the win for Demon. Finally, some great gameplay again here with these matches. Was interesting or very nice to see this one, especially with the pushes. Demon winning game number 2 out of 7, I believe. It's a best of 7, so there will be a minimum of 4 wins. I mean, there will be 4 wins needed for any of those teams. Great game here. Also a very nice example of how pushes are supposed to work. Lots of repositioning. Just a bit too many shots into Aqua. I think they misplayed there as they lost too many hit points for not really doing any move. Although it was actually Demon losing hit points early on with that aggressive I7 move, right? So in that regard, both teams lost some HP where we can say probably they should have avoided taking those shots. In the end, it was about the movement, of course, and the timing of the pushes. Demon has been a little bit earlier. Two-sided push there, actually. Aqua was very spread out over the entire map. They could not quite come back from that all that easily, as they tried to hold every side. And Demon was able to just stack up their tanks, like 5 tanks on the one side, 2 tanks on the other side. You could see the T100s, the 2 T100s just getting aggressive there, being like a bee, stinging their opponents and just immediately pulling out again. And unlike a bee, they were not just dying right after. They actually managed to escape and stay alive. And on the other side, then we could see the entire team of Demon just go in there and move into the cap as well, kill those tanks on A, get the A cap back before Aqua was able to push back into the city. We are switching maps, also hi to Larry and also Man of Joe. And we are moving into, we are getting to the second game. Also hi Anvil and everyone else, good evening everyone. Enjoy the games, have fun, and don't forget to hit that like button if you do enjoy the stream, and also subscribe if you're new still. I would highly appreciate that. Let's move up and see what is going on Winter Malinovka. A lot of AMX M4s here on the red side. And the team of Aqua is also picking some M4s. They are going for a quick A cap with a double E50M lineup. Demon playing a passive holding strat for now. They will send in 1 tank towards base C. That is not going to grant them the cap advantage, but early cap advantage is really not the deciding factor in tournament battles. It's more about the pushes later on, as we could clearly see on last game. Wildburger currently holding down there and losing some hit points early on. But the map control is definitely better on Aqua's side, yet they have some tanks that are potentially weak spots the Demon could be going for. But I think the positioning of Demon isn't all that great with those tanks showing their rear towards the mediums. That can just be annoying from behind. Yet it is still a good cap lead, or a good hit point lead to Demon for now. About 1000 hit points more. Aqua again having Solitude, playing the lonely tank on that flank. Spotting up, having some backup though. So Solitude is not isolated, as we can very nicely see the lines of fire behind over there. The E50Ms can cover this area a little bit as well. If the AMX M4 gets pushed onto, that would not end well for Demon. Demon has some tanks behind base C still, but is being spotted. Pure Blast rotating out. I think the E50Ms have been unspotted for a long time already. And these tanks are constantly spotted thanks to Solitude, who is moving up closely to... Oh! Brave move by Pyroblast. Just moving into that B cap with the T100 LT. Being unspotted. The question is if he can get out of there alive and unharmed. Oh, Alpha is moving in. Not getting in any shots. What an amazing move by the T100 light tank player, who was just moving into that B cap, sneaking in, sneaking out again. No one was prepared for that. How could that happen there? No one could spot that. And Aqua will not be happy about that. So Aqua will have to do something now. They will have to play for the kills and also try to get back base B. Now it's a double cap against one, which is really not the greatest situation to be in. But Aqua is still having some good crossfire and actually making it work out right now. Hit points being even. Parmesan in bad crossfire. Parmesan going down here. Gun advantage to Aqua. Demon trying to push back onto Wildburger and the Hills right after. The Hills using his reactive armor way too early. Is not even getting shot yet. Only now. And now the reactive armor will be over. Alpha is in focus right now, is burning as well, still getting a kill shot, but getting killed right after. 2 guns down on either side, but the Hills is also low on hit points. Samestita is also low, can get pushed onto by the E50M potentially. Hit points don't really matter all that much as it's only about the cap points here. 980 points, all caps being stopped. It's just about one more kill for the team of Demon, and it looks like Solitude is going down, and that is the cap lead for the team of Demon. Cap win to them. GG. Very interesting move there by the T100. I was highly surprised to see it not being spotted at all. Okay. A legend asking this team, this is NA versus EU. This is currently, those two teams are currently on EU only. We will later on still see some other matches of NA teams, I believe. I will have to check for that. Wait a second, please. Okay, I was having some doubts about the positions of Demon on that side, but in the end, it was just working out perfectly fine with that extra cap that they had and a good push. So what we have here is Aqua, who was, I think they were winning last season, or they were winning some of the last seasons. Not last season. Oh man, I forgot already. Aqua definitely a very top team, and Demon has been top 4 multiple times. They've been top in the second spot as well. After this game, I will hopefully have a bit more time to show you the other matches that we are still going to see. Or do I have a quick moment here? I will still go for BPS versus Demon and Aqua versus QQ. So actually only... and also Belaf versus QQ. So only EU teams today. But this tournament consists of EU teams and also NA teams. And it is a push for the A side again by Aqua, taking that early cap lead. Demon this time playing a lot more carefully. That's a lot better for them. Although it wasn't exactly backfiring all that much on last game. But having those tanks over here, I mean, on the other side for Demon was just really not quite necessary, and also could be avoided by judging the lineup, I would say. Double E50Ms. This time they were even more sure with a triple E50M lineup of Aqua that there was not going to be anyone playing for the C side. So again, good cap lead to Aqua, better positions by Aqua. And they are able to move back up here. The team of Demon will struggle to push into the enemy formation and hold base C. They can try to get base B. That is possibly likely what they are intending to do. And for the time being, we don't see much here. some hit points being lost here and there. Demon losing some more hit points than Aqua. Still, it is the team of Demon who is having more hit points. Oh, the 200 tried to sneak into B again, but is finding White Burger. Oh, Deviat took a beating. Over here. Deviat. Oh, Copiat also on the other side. F315B. You know what, guys? This game is basically lost already for Demon. They have bad positions. They are very passive. I mean, they are safe, but they have no way of really relocating and pushing back in on base A. They can not move into base B without losing their tanks there. Pushing in over here is also not going to work out. The E50Ms are already in position. This is not going to work out, I can tell you already. Demon will still try something. Maybe they will try capping base B while pressuring A. But they will lose over here with the lack of hit points that they have. They will lose a C cap. Pyroblast trying to spot again. Base B is being capped now. A T100 moving in there as well. But Dr. Watson is suffering there at the same time. Tanks are moving up over here, but they are not having any advantage at all. Can they actually do anything here? Can they pressure base A? Can they even cap base B? The FV215 boom. Oh, T100 lost a lot of hit points, had to relocate. The FV moved in to support the B cap. Is getting decapped though again. And Wild Burger also losing hit points, but it's only about capping base B for Demon. Demon managed to push out here, but they lost 2 tanks as they tried to cap base B. No, they got it. They got base B, but 950 points for Aqua. And Aqua only needs to kill the T100 and they basically win the game. And they are moving in on that. The T100 cannot run away. Is getting pinned today. First shot missing. Second shot missing. And there comes the FV215B picking up the kill. Not possible for Demon to stop base A anymore or get any kills there. The map control and positioning of Aqua was just way too strong, but that is only the first win of Aqua here. Only the very first win after 3 defeats in a row. And this one was pretty easy for them, I've got to say. Although, admittedly, the other games were all very, very close. So I can absolutely not say that Aqua was playing poorly. Not 11. And we are switching maps. We're going to move on to Demon versus Aqua on Fort Despair. It might lead Aqua into despair, as it is still the match point to Demon. They only need 1 more win. And Aqua needs 3 more wins in a row. Otherwise, they are losing this one. I honestly don't really know what it means to lose right now. I will have to look up the brackets later. Maybe I still have some time right now. Let me just see if I can find some information. Information would be good. Yes, we are having... Well, I don't know. We had 8 teams still in yesterday, but we also had some games yesterday that I was not streaming. Let me see if I can find some info somewhere. Not really. No. Need some info on the tournament system right now. Huh. So the teams in the tournament, by the way, were Demon, Joker, Aqua, Origin, Belaf, QQ, BPS, and Belaf. All those were still in before yesterday. Yesterday we've had some games, but I don't see any results. The tournament organizers did not really post any there. Maybe any of the organizers are watching and could enlighten us or point out where I find that info. That is a little bit confusing right now. But the game is starting. Aqua hopefully a bit more confident to get in some wins after this match. We are seeing both teams spread out over the entire map, moving towards C, B and A kind of. Alpha already taking the first shot. Small damage into his tonk. He is hiding behind B, trying to defend that, maybe actually getting into the B cap. Kranwagen being crossfired by the IS-7. Solitude might pressure the corner to then go for the Chieftain. He would have some crossfire as the Chieftain cannot hide there entirely. Looks like it is possible for Alpha to cap. Nope, Parmesan moving over. And also Deviat is coming in for defending that B cap. Not only that, but they are going to shoot down Alpha. And he is losing more and more hit points. Also, some shots from over there. The Hori and another one. Nice crossfire here by Demon. Not quite able to pick up the kill. But Alpha is down to a one shot. The cap failed. Although base C has been taken. Hit points still in favor of Aqua as they have the sturdier lineup and they are having one tank to push on to. Atlantic coming from behind, two tanks here coming from the front. It is the AMX in focus. Kopiat about to go down very quickly here. Atlantic putting in a shot and the kill shot will follow up soon, but Demon is also counter pushing the other side here. They have Wildburger in focus fire, getting the kill shot as they are losing one tank on the other side. Also Solitude is now getting focus here. He is very isolated there. Samestita has to also move away as he was taking some damage. Maybe Solitude can still pick up the kill. No, Solitude was going for the Vickers Light. Potentially the more dangerous target. Also, the Vickers is burning quite nastily down to one shot. 2 one-shots on side of Demon right now, despite them having some more tanks on the field. But 2 one-shots is something you can make work, or you can also get killed quite easily. Aqua struggling here. The hills on the VZTD is likely still getting that kill shot off the Hori. If he does not fail that one, he's aiming carefully, getting that kill shot in. It is 4 versus 5. Aqua behind on the tanks, but now it is even on the tanks. Hit points in favor of Aqua. Looking good to them, but they are losing another tank here. Also, the tank, one tank is going down on Demon's side. F is trying to move forwards into the back of Parmesan. He will have good chances with his HE damage into the side there. Although Parmesan is turning around, F has to be careful to not get farmed by the Vickers. Then he should be winning the 1v1 against the AMX M4. Most likely, unless he gets a nasty low roll, but the reactive armor ran out. F needs to penetrate, does get that pen shot in. 2 tanks versus 2. The Vickers is a one-shot, can get pushed onto by the AMX M4, and also Crip is not looking healthy anymore. Both being one-shots. That is a kill of the Vickers. And now it is only one IS-7 who is trying to push for F, but he cannot do anything there. So Crip will be getting killed here. That is a good game. Aqua coming back after losing that many hit points with Alpha in the middle of the map. And that is Aqua now on 2 wins after losing 3. So maybe they are winning the next 2. That is not impossible. And they can come back here and win this. GG and GG. Pretty close game here. And we see the next one on the same map again. Hi Kuga as well. Hi to Mr. Hyde, Ondra, and also everyone else who's watching right now. Good evening. Enjoy. Okay. We do have the next game on the same map again. Of course, a rematch basically. Now we are seeing again a Vickers on side of Demon, a tank that is very rare in the current meta. We see a Chieftain, 2 Chieftains even. Tanks that don't have a lot of armor nor hit points, but have hash output for great DPM. An E100 is also very rare in this tournament meta. An IS-4 as well, and an IS-7 also quite rare, and an AMX-04, which is basically standard then. Which is very interesting because they have a lot of very weird tanks. Demon is quite known for that. They are not necessarily the team with the most tournament experience. Sometimes that shows in the choice of lineups, which is quite unfamiliar. Definitely they are on a very high level nowadays, and maybe it is wrong to call them out for lack of tournament experience, as they just played 3 or 4 seasons very successfully. The team of Aqua is going for a lot, for a lineup that's a lot more standard. Oh, that's the wrong team. Okay, score adjusted. On the blue team, Aqua spamming the AMX M4s, having a lot more hit points and a lot more tanks with reactive armor. Demon pushing for base A. The Hills getting into base B aggressively, similar to last game. But the Chieftain already there, Alpha already getting bamboozled here, taking a lot of damage. The Chieftain also getting a bit too greedy on the top of the hill there. And Aqua is sitting in safe positions again, but Alpha is struggling potentially. Alpha could potentially get pushed onto the E100, is getting more aggressive. Alpha trying to escape, actually. Alpha is not in a good spot to be in. Getting shot by the Chieftain there. The second one down was a failed HE. Alpha still alive as a one-shot going down there. Gun advantage to Demon. Hit points neck and neck by now. Base C has been taken though. Cap leads to Aqua, but they are down again. Can they actually make this work? Solitude also in a pretty bad spot there. Might get crossfire, but is trying to get out of there. Hit points still in favor of Aqua, or again in favor of Aqua. But they have a huge DPM disadvantage. That's the question now. Also, can they defend the bases? I would doubt so. The Hills aiming for the middle, having a nice shot into the Vickers there. But no one covering base B at the moment. And Demon so far not quite interested in that. Demon is reorienting, trying to go for base B, but the whole re is moving up right on time there. Failing the shot there. Bit too early actually. Demon fell back with so many tanks towards the seaside. They are trying to repush. This leaves a good opportunity for Aqua over here. The E100 is getting pushed onto by the IS-7 with the tungsten rounds being pulled off. Also, the Chieftain is now counter pushing. Tungsten rounds doing their job here. Good shots in, but also the Vickers is coming. Oh, Hori shooting HE. Not being too helpful in this situation, but it's a 2 versus 3 on this side, and the IS-7 is really not enjoying his time. Still, it is Aqua with a lot more hit points than the team of Demon, but the whole Re, having moved up that aggressively, is struggling to get shots in, but that was a failed HE. E100 going down. Crucial kill, Hori getting killed. Maybe Wildburger can still have another shot before getting shot down. He is burning. can potentially, yes, he can still shoot the AMX M4, but it's still a good cap lead to Aqua. And they get another kill. Guns being even again. Hit points in favor of Aqua, caps in favor of Aqua. But they also have a one shot, but that is potentially fairly well hidden. The Chieftain, pressured by Atlantic, getting pushed on too fully, cannot escape there, getting killed. Aqua now ahead, bringing back an impossible game after losing one tank. They are actually making things work, and it is now Demon with 3 tanks who are all quite low and having half the hit points compared to Aqua. They are trying to win against the caps. And there goes the Vickers, the most important tank here, moving up a bit too aggressively, trying to go for a daring move into the opponents, also failing his shot onto the M4 there. That could have potentially still turned things around if it was a higher roll and the penetration in the first place. And this leaves us with only Kopyat, who is definitely also going down very soon. And we are getting to the tiebreaker as Aqua just won 3 games in a row. It is on track of actually bringing home the win. Very amazing games. Oh man. 3 wins for Demon, 3 wins for Aqua. And now it is all about one single match. Basically coin flip. Hopefully not. Let's hope it is about the skill. Yet strats and counter strats. Well, it's always a bit of a gambling game there. You cannot be that sure that your strategy is 100% perfect. There's always a counter to that. And that is getting us to a new map again, which is Desert Sands. Oh, Desert Sands is always interesting. I would say especially for a tiebreaker. Especially because this map is just being played for the medium side all that often. It's a map where people play very aggressively with a lot of mediums in most cases. And if it is the face-off of the E50Ms on the plane, or the hill of the plane, then it is all about focus fire and moving up just on time. And the skill gets to be super important, as no mistakes are allowed in such short games. That's great that we get a tiebreaker here. Also very symmetrical map. Also, let me say hi to everyone who just joined in. A nice shot. Shapey. Good evening, everyone. And we get to the tiebreaker. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for it. Interestingly, not that many E50Ms on side of Demon. They are only picking 3. 2 Chieftains, which might struggle a lot to face some of the opponents that we can see on the enemy lineup. Also double AMX M4 on side of Demon, so they cannot play as aggressively as the opponents. That is true because they don't have the mobility on the medium side. They cannot take the aggressive positions at the start, and if they play passive positions, they might lack the armor. I am interested to see what's going to happen here with the Chieftains. And the team of Demon decided for 5 E50Ms, double T95 E6, a very mobile lineup. They are already anticipating a play for the city, sending some tanks over towards base C, as they know they have the advantage in the desert. And now the AMXs are getting down there, but the rest of the team is camping. I cannot exactly see this working out so far. The whole team of Demon was camping, trying to get in some early shots. But actually, no, they didn't really have any spotters here. They have Dr. Watson trapped, covered by the Chieftains, who can peek out whenever needed. So they're trying to hide, most likely. Or trying to get in some shots. I think they're trying to hide completely and then peeking out whenever there is some information. Okay, this looks alright. E50M's not going for the cap there. But Demon has to push in now that they lost base A early. And look at the E50M's here. That's what they are made for, basically. And what they are choosing for on this map. To just take this hill very early on, to take that high ground. And have a huge advantage over the enemies. But so far, it's not really worth it for them, as they are not having any fight. Ludmilla getting a bit more aggressive. Trading nicely, putting in nice shots into Dr. Watson. He might have the high ground, has the advantage here. Can penetrate the E50M from above, which means that Dr. Watson is losing in points, but the E50M Kopiat is moving in to try to help out here. Lots of tanks losing HP as they are trying to repush. Ludmilla, not all that isolated, has the E50Ms right behind, can hopefully just fall back into cover. Otherwise, he is going down and not delivering much to his teammates. Ludmilla cannot fall back anymore, is getting killed. Gun advantage to Demon. Hit point lead to the team of Aqua. And Demon is still trying to push in here, but they are going to struggle. They are getting counter push on the other side. The AMX M4 getting pushed onto. One is down already. Deviant also going down fairly soon. That is not going to end well for the team of Demon unless they manage to push in fully here. But they are too late already. They are wasting their time. They are not having the hit points anymore. They are trying to go for the E50Ms. Guns are even, but look at the hit points. There's a huge difference already. E50Ms trying to go for the E50Ms. There is Alpha who can get killed still, gets taken out, but the team of Aqua is already there going for some ram over here, trying to get Dr. Watson. There is one kill. The Hill's going to have the second kill with a Chieftain very soon, right after. Bouncing the shot though might not be good for him. 2.6k hit points versus 1k though. Hit points or tanks being equal. Now in favor of Aqua. Only 2 tanks remaining on side of Demon. One going down over there, which only leaves us with Kopiat, who is also just kind of giving up, I think. He doesn't have a chance anymore. This game was kind of doomed to fail, I believe. Just the standard strategy of Mercy or Aqua was a lot more successful than the more finicky strategy that Demon went for. They tried to mess around a little bit too much, tried something experimental, but they just lacked the armor against the E50Ms. They lacked the penetration values on the HE tanks like the Chieftains, which can absolutely not penetrate an E50M frontally if it is hull down, and will also struggle against the E6s. So I believe that the lineup choice of Demon is questionable, as this was just intended to... I mean, there was kind of clear here that many teams are playing for the plane area. Maybe they hoped for a push into their own spawn, but they just lost a tank for free. They could not cover their E50M at all because it simply was not in a proper spot to hide completely. It was getting farmed down, so Demon was forced to counter push, and they were at a disadvantage. They could not counter push there. They needed to have some tanks wide up to them. They needed some opponents to be very close so they could kill them very easily, and that was just simply not happening. GG, especially to Aqua, and look at that comeback. 4 wins in a row. Nicely done there. Congrats to that. Okay. Let's actually see which game I am going to stream next. So we had some good games today for sure. Next is BPS versus Demon. Let's see. Oh, Joker is just playing Aqua. It's also interesting. BPS Demon. Okay. Found it. And then Aqua versus QQ and Belaf versus QQ. Okay. Finally, I can take some breath. Just for a moment, though. Alright, let me just quickly use that opportunity to say hi to everyone who's watching right now. Good to have you here. I can see some more people who have not greeted yet. Omotko, Wiser Series as well. And everyone else who's just watching without writing in the chat. If you're here and enjoy the stream, please don't forget to hit the like button and maybe subscribe to see more. Maybe even if you really feel like supporting this content, maybe even consider becoming a member here on YouTube or on the Ko-Fi page, which is spammed in the chat by the Nightbot. That's even better on Ko-Fi, by the way, in case you didn't know, because the fees there are basically 0 here on YouTube, 30%. Alright. I cannot show you much yet, because we don't have any teams there yet. I mean, Demon is kind of there. And BPS is still rolling in. I think I should maybe just not show you the room yet. I don't think I've seen BPS in this tournament yet. Nope. Not at all. BPS is the old Losi team, by the way, in case you didn't know. So they also have a very capable team. They were pretty much on the same level as Demon last season. I think Demon was mostly strong by just having some more convincing, not more convincing necessarily, but more interesting strategies. Passive gameplay quite often. Still, I will have to say that the other teams are mostly more experienced in tournaments. Because mostly the reason is that Demon plays PC only, almost entirely. And they have not existed a couple of seasons ago. They are already on top 4 level for sure. But in the end, there are some few games where it is a bit noticeable that they are not having the movement or the safety of the strats of other teams. Still, they have shown some amazing show today again. Most games were just amazing without a question. Great relocations as well. And then there were some games where you were just like asking yourself, okay, why are they doing this? Like the last two, basically. There I was really confused what was going on there, and also some lineups where they were just a bit too experimental, I would say. Especially in this meta of AMX M4s. And just a lot of armored tanks with reactive armor. If you throw some chieftains against them, some tanks that don't have any reactive armor, only are good with a damage output, well, you can just shoot down reactive armor quite nicely. But the problem is, if you cannot take shots, you cannot really push in. And if you only have hash as premier ammunition, you cannot penetrate some opponents in certain positions. So there's that. And that Demon sometimes struggles with, where they just find themselves in positions where they're just too passive and can really not push in anymore. But the sneaky gameplay of very passive strats to 100 doing most of the play actually works out very well for them. They are getting quite far with it. Okay, the next teams are readying up slowly. We do have the right side Demon already readied up with everyone. BPS is not ready yet, apart from the SU-122. Tier 7 tank. We are starting on Black Goldville. Game number 1 here for this encounter, starting from 0. The Demon playing 1 Chieftain only. I think that's better for them. 2 AMX M4s only, I've got to say, as it's quite uncommon in this meta. 2 E50Ms, 1-100 light tank, and a whole race. So again, we can see this kind of lineup mostly being relatively light. 3 mediums and a Chieftain, which is a heavier, that's also pretty light. And a whole which is also pretty light. At least it's not that great at pushing. It cannot really play aggressively and take a ton of shots. It can, to some degree, also move up. But if Demon is finding themselves in a situation where they just lose out on the caps and they have to push, they will not be able to do that against most of the lineups that we have in this meta. The enemies are going for double E50M as well. They are going for... yeah, let's wait a second still. It might be that they're also going for some pretty light lineup with the IMX. Wait, they only have... Let's forget about talking about it. If they're going for double E50M and the batshit, then it's also pretty light. Looks like they are picking double M4 and most likely smash like... What the hell? What the hell? This guy's name is Smacks Likes Sex. Okay. Stream demonetized. But he is being benched. Okay. We don't see the lineup yet. Come on, guys. Oh, the whole chat that you cannot see is fully Russian, the room chat right now, because both teams are Ukrainian and Russian. I mean, I don't know if it's Russian or Ukrainian. But I think they are talking Russian, as Demon is playing... I mean, Demon is Ukrainian, Russian, BPS Solosi as well, Eastern European. And we are starting BPS now with triple AMX M4, double E50M, FV215Bs as well. So they are definitely having more hit points from the start on and more armor, and don't lag far behind in terms of damage output. 17.3k versus 15.5k HP. So Demon on the back foot. BPS able to play quite aggressively for the corner, where they are waiting for a moment before moving in. The FV215B now going for the A cap, as BPS did not spot anything anywhere close to A. I mean, those tanks are kind of there, but they cannot really decap base A, I assume. Base B is being capped by Demon, but also Punisher is coming in to punish Crip. Does get that shot in right before B has been taken. Good timing here for Punisher. Pure Blast moving up to the side here. B is being stopped consistently. Punisher put in 2 shots for taking 1 so far, but takes some more shots from the sides. So Crip might be able to get away with a cap here, as Punisher will have to fall back sooner or later for sure. Unless Pyroblast is getting punished. Pyroblast struggling to help. Crip is back though. Crip did not want to take any more shots. So it is a cap lead to Team Blue. And BPS is already relocating. Getting towards the base C again. The E50Ms don't know about that just yet. All the tanks moving close to the red line. Will be spotted only now. But they are moving in with 3 tanks versus 2. And they did not take any shots on the crossing here. That is good for them. They can go full in on the corner. They can go for Parmesan, who is now in the focus fire. Hypnotizing and Postafinir going for him together. Flexible on the FV. Trying to move up from behind. But E50M is going down without a doubt. But also base A has been taken by the blue team. Good cap lead to them, but they are losing all over here. 1 tank is down, the second one will go down very soon, and I don't think BPS will lose any tanks for that, because they have such a huge advantage in terms of tanks here. They are 3 versus 1, next one about to get killed on the next shot. And Kopiat is getting killed, now base C is also being capped, but base B can potentially also get taken by Demon. Yet they are struggling with the hit points still, and they are also not, well, they still have the caps, and the guns are even for the moment, but now is the time when the E50Ms arrive back from base C and find the team of demons stuck in the middle of the map, where they are simply not having any chance. The E50M ramming that Blight tank. The whole still finishing off the E50M, but still it was worth it. Demon is down to 2 tanks and 1000 hit points only. The FE215B burning down there. Ori now being the last one standing. Low roll by the FE215B. Simply lovely. Can't still afford to take another hit. Gets that kill shot still. Well done. That was a good performance by BPS. And honestly, I will say that the lineup choice was a little bit... I mean, I was telling you already early on that it was actually just a bit problematic here for Demon if they had to push in. And they did have to push in, and they did not really have tanks. They were not able to hold base C nor push base A. Although they managed to get the caps, they could not hold nor push. Okay. Game number 1 going for BPS. And Demon is playing again a very light lineup. Only 1 AMX M4 with reactive armor. They are going for double E50M, Hori, Vickers instead of T100 and FE215B. Quite a fast lineup. BPS not going for a fast lineup, they are going for heavy lineup. They don't want to mess around here. They don't care about being faster, they just care about being stronger here. And with all honesty, that's just what mostly works out in the current meta. Unless you can really make some amazing use of the E50Ms. But on this map, it's not even like the E50Ms were able to take such aggressive positions that early. Early blind shots, but nothing connecting. Postafinir moving over towards base A. Oh, some HP being lost. Punisher. Is this demon playing for a careful B holding and C pushing strategy? Who's traveling here? Not going for A yet, still hesitant about it. Now he's moving in, carefully. They don't insist on getting that cap lead, they just insist on keeping their HP. And it might look like the team of Demon was not far behind in terms of hit points, 600 hit points of a difference only. Oh, also hypnotizing lost some. It was hypnotizing losing hit points, not Punisher. But he can hide. And the thing is though, if you are looking at the lineup of BPS, they have a ton of tanks with reactive armor, which effectively increases your hit points momentarily. Demon, on the other hand, is just not having that many. Only 3, 4. And in terms of armor, of course, the Super Conks and Super Conqueror, AMX M4, etc. They can hold up more. Hori losing a lot of hit points. 800 HP lost. Good crossfire from the side. Will also be spotted for 20 seconds due to the tracer shells of the 200. Cannot hide. I mean, he can hide, but he can not really play in a way that he could put out damage. And Demon having the cap lead, but being pushed very far into their own spawn. They have 3 tanks over here only. 3? 4, okay, 4 tanks. But I believe that there is already a great opportunity for BPS to kill the opponent's spawn and go for base B simultaneously. Hypnotizing. Also moving up a bit more. The E50M's trying to hold that corner, but I don't think that BPS is going for that corner. They know that it is very well possible to hold nicely over here. And they also have shot down multiple tanks over there already, so I think that they will probably move towards base B and towards the enemy spawn. I mean, seeing it from above, that wouldn't make sense. But obviously, those guys down there, they don't see what we see. They don't have everyone spotted. Nor did they have everyone spotted. So they have to come up with a plan that includes a little bit of gambling. They can assume that there will be some light tank over here, because that's very popular to use this bush or this corner to collect some information. But there comes the play for base B. Moving in from above. Base B is being capped. And now it will be up to Demon to try to defend the B cap without losing a ton of hit points. So far they're doing well. The Super Conqueror is struggling. And the E50Ms are moving in to not go for base B, but to go for the Hori, who has maybe overcommitted a little bit here. Hypnotizing on a tank that doesn't have a ton of hit points nor armor, is getting pushed onto by the E50Ms and the FE215B. And he's going down, not without taking or putting out another shot. Double caps now to BPS, and also they managed to kill a Hori. One Hori traded for a Hori, and they are able to go for Crypt now, who is very isolated. Both teams losing a tank though. Hit points looking good for the team of BPS. Cap points also looking good for them. Can Demon still stop that B cap and somehow get in some kills, like Daniel here, who is quite low on hit points. Parmesan going in. Some tanks moving into the B cap, but BPS already has won it with a double cap advantage. BPS simply moving in here, capping the base, and Demon struggling to move out again. Just not quite being able to defend base B nor counter push the other side. I mean, to some degree, they were able to counter push. They killed the Super Conqueror and the Hori. But without being able to stop base B, without having the opportunity to just step their toes in there, having tanks that are capable of holding for long enough. And they only had one tank with a lot of hit points. That's only the AMX M4. Over here, we've got 1, 2 AMXs and a Super Conqueror who have a lot of hit points and reactive armor. There's only one AMX. And I think the only way of them really just making this work here was if they potentially helped their teammates focus fire all on base B. Because there they could combine the guns that they had, the ones in the spawn and the ones to the side, then they could all just pincer, like they could all go in together and not split up the focus that much. Of course, going for the Hori was good. But after that, they just lost their teammates while pushing forwards away from their team and split up all the focus. In the end, though, it was just more about the caps that could not be defended. If you can't defend caps, you need a lot of kills and then get into the caps. So somehow BPS was just having a way more comfortable time. Again, 2-0 after this one. And we are switching maps to Vineyards, which is potentially more favorable to Demon. Now they are going for 2 M4s. Chieftain, Super Conqueror, FE215B, 22100. So more of a standard lineup, more armor there, more hit points. Then there is a BPS with double M4 concept, double Super Conqueror, E50M and a Batshit. So more armor and hit points for them. Again, early spot by the Batshit, getting in some good shots. Cap lead to Demon. The team of BPS did not even bother to go for base A early on, because it is obvious that they would lose the cap lead due to B being possible to cap a little bit faster on this map. Also, if the double T100s moved in there, it would be impossible to get the cap lead anyways, unless they decapped base B from the side. That often is being done. But here the decision was to just simply go for the spots and use that information to then take some better positions. Base B apparently base C cannot be decapped here. Demon now with a double cap lead. They can hold quite nicely for now, and likely also spot. I mean, they need to keep spots up in the enemy spawn to see if enemy tanks are moving in there. Oh, Dr. Watson is going for some risky gameplay. Alright. And Demon is preparing a push into the enemy spawn. They are sending tanks over here. They want to dig out Pyroblast and Parmesan, who are kind of stuck. I think that is a great read of the situation. BPS might be able to push the enemy spawn and take base B. Meanwhile, they cannot take base B without having this area cleared. Then they would lose too many hit points. But Demon reacting quickly, sending some tanks back, which will allow BPS to just get more aggressive on the other side. Postafinen not bothering to go into this city. He wants to help his teammates who are trying to stop the B-cap. But the B-cap is being costly here. A lot of hit points being lost. Flexible going down almost. Batshit is down. Batshit tried to hide behind his teammate. did not work out. Also another one got killed here. That was just not the greatest coordination. That was absolutely not worth it here to go for this B cap. Huge crossfire by Demon, and that's 1k points already. Demon falling back here, sending everyone back into positions to defend base B was perfectly done. And BPS did not pull out on time, did not realize how many guns there were facing them. So it is now the first one, the first win to Demon. Oh, flexible. And also, I mean, the batshit here, they were just not enjoying this. I think they were counting on the AMX to just stay there, the batshit to cap behind. And that could have potentially worked out. If the AMX died for it, then the batshit could have capped. And maybe that would have actually worked. If the AMX died and would stay in position, then the batshit could cap behind and move out again. Then they would have gotten base B. But it would have come at a huge cost, and no one likes to throw their life away meaninglessly. So I assume that maybe it was lacking some communication there. But that brings us to the 2-1 on this game. Now we are playing Vineyards again, or seeing Vineyards again. Demon taking some lineup with a lot of armor and hit points. I think that suits them well. That will be a good decision to go for. And they are going for triple AMX M4, double Kranwagen, Chieftain, and a T100 light tank. So they still have some damage output with the clipping tanks, and a Chieftain, and a T100. But they also have the hit points. 17.4k hit points for Demon this time. First time that they are applying that heavy. First time I'm seeing them having more hit points actually. The red team, BPS, playing T100 for the spotting move again, giving away the cap lead for some information. Early shot into some detail, well done. BPS having a lot of AMXs, some E50M as well, who's over there trying to shoot into base A, still not getting the shot in, but flexibly 300 IQ, lost 200 IQ with this move. And is making his way towards base A. He will still be safe, but he is a weak spot. The E50M trying to move up in the middle of the map to collect some information. A very strong position over there. But without being able to step their toes into base A, BPS is not going to win this game. I mean, counter-pushing base C at the moment would be impossible. Over here there is only one AMX M4 to defend. He has not shown himself yet, but Kitsune is in the open, can get shot there. Takes a big one. Takes a second one. Pyroblast, keeping him spotted with the tracer shells, and the Chieftain is moving in. Going to be very dangerous to the T100. But if he moves out too far, then he will also expose himself. Kitsune unspotted again, but is absolutely trapped there. Demon having strong positions this time. They have done some good trades as well. 14.2k hit points versus 16.5 almost. So that's a big difference already. Over 2k hit points. That's almost an entire tank, or a medium light tank worth of hit points. And the team of Demon does have double caps. They have strong holding positions to keep base A. Kitsune trying to get out there. Oh, dodging the bullet here. Is safe for the time being. Meanwhile, BPS is going for the push into base C. But I doubt this is going to work out well here with... Oh, the E50M doing the 180. Almost nasty track shot, turning him around. Although he did not get punished for it anymore. Base C is now being stopped on the other side. Flexibly is going to get killed pretty soon. And also there is a play for base B. The Chieftain going in. Can base B being taken? But it doesn't really matter. Demon only needs base A. They have it safely in their hands. They have a lot of tanks covering that. And a lot of points going for them already. Super Conqueror getting shielded by his teammate very nicely. But there is a kill shot on the other side that allows a Demon to win this game. 2-2. And that is it with the advantage that BPS had over Demon. A lot stronger, safer strategies by Demon this time. And BPS just losing too many hit points. And not being able to push in properly. Alright. We are switching maps again. Moving on to Middleburg. And this is a map that I cannot talk about yet because teams are still switching their setup. And actually, well, we might still have 2 more games. Yeah, I will be interested to see what's going to happen. Often teams are applying for the city or just stacking up all the tanks on base C. I mean, mostly it's like having multiple tanks on base C and sending 2-3 tanks through the city to take bases there. Mostly it's like sending 2 tanks to the city and then the other team comes in with 3 tanks and then it's about killing base C quicker. Rarely we see some city strategies with everyone going down. A Demon looks like they are going for something experimental again. Some holding strat with double Hori, Vickers, Chieftain, FE215B and double AMX M4. Okay. They are going to elect some tanks with hit points, as they only have the M4s with HP and reactive armor. They have a lot of damage output, but for that they really need the opponents to get aggressive. Then we get the BPS team with a full heavy lineup. Quadruple M4, FE215B, IS-7 and a Super Conqueror. That might go anywhere, and they are likely spreading out. They're not going to be able to play aggressively. I mean, they cannot just full push in because that is going to play into the hands of Demon. But they can take some caps and they can pressure 2 sides. Or at least pressure the C side. Here, that's what they are going to go for. They are actually basing in the city. And it's an aggressive play by the M4s. Okay, I kind of thought that this was maybe happening. What is surprising me is that the whole Rees are moving in to base A there. Double caps being taken. Nicely done by Demon. They lost a few hit points, but a few more over here. 888. Going down there, double shots into the M4. 3k hit points more for BPS right now, but they are not having any caps. They will have to find a good opportunity for pushing in. Now they get the first base. And they are proceeding towards the enemy spawn, trying to collect some information. But they will be afraid of going for the chieftain, because it would be the standard to have double Horis sitting in the back here to cover the chieftain. Currently there's only one Vickers, but the first Hori is coming to support, lining up his shots. Vickers is having a shot into the AMX here. BPS is aware of the risk and they are not going for it, not falling for the trap. So they are applying for base B again, where it is likely quite hard for Demon to get back into that cap. They have a lot less hit points. They cannot simply repush base B or hold that. So base B has been taken. And Demon now with a huge disadvantage in terms of hit points and weak tanks, encircled by everyone, has to repush somewhere. They don't have the caps, although they have 800 cap points. But they are trying to go for base C here. They are trying to take the hill again, trying to count on their extra mobility. But this is allowing BPS to move in on the city side with a lot of tanks. Deviat already low on H points, will be taken out fairly soon. The Hori over there, still holding on, still putting out shots. 3 tanks down here in the city against 5. Up here, Postafinir will go down soon. Base C is being kept. Still getting decapped though by the FE215B, but the Vickers absolutely has to go for the base, you know. 860 points for Demon, as they are losing base A as well, and they are still going to lose 2 more tanks. Can they potentially get the IS-7 out? Does not look like it. The Hori still putting out a last shot before going down. But with the kill of the Hori, I believe that Demon will have less cap points. Yes. But the Vickers is playing around here sneakily. And over there, the Chieftain can still pick up the kill of the FE215B. I think that Demon might still win this. The hit points are being brought back. Kupiat looking fine there. No, not anymore, not anymore. He's going down! And that's the win for BPS with that kill shot. As we're ending up in a 2 versus 5. That is actually winning the game to BPS still, although it could have still gone anywhere. I felt like in the very end, to my surprise. But it was just a way harder job for Demon to push back with that lineup. They had some extra mobility, yes, but they could simply not keep their tanks alive in the city. Although the Hori worked out well, this Hori playing a holding position just didn't put out any damage and did not really hold for long enough, I would say. I mean, obviously did not hold enough, and I am not convinced by going for such light lineups here. Even if I might annoy some players of Demon by saying that. But often we have some team in any given meta, in any given season, that is just trying to experiment too much and going for something that is not the standard and failing at it. And trying to make something impossible work over and over again, instead of just picking the easy choice and then improving upon it. I mean, if they just picked some standard lineup and then tried to beat it with some extra choices, then yes, it could be a bit different. But mostly we see the more boring stuff work out. Maybe some slight alteration going on there, some slightly lighter lineups or so. But Demon is too different here on their approaches. At least on the losing approaches. We can see a bit of a pattern there. Alright. BPS again playing very meta lineup of AMX M4s. Every 215Bs this time too, and then nothing else. That's it. Demon going for 1 M4, 2 Super Conquerors, or 3 tanks with reactive armor. Then an E100, Chieftain T100 and Kranwagen. So they're not going to lag far behind in terms of HP, but they do have again far less tanks with reactive armor. And in the past seasons, what has shown there was that reactive armor is mostly getting all tanks to a good level. Parmesan taking a blind shot at the start. The Super Conqueror over there. T100 has to escape already. There's one heavy tank of BPS spawned up on that hill. BPS is taking base A. That will grant them a good cap lead. At the same time, they are approaching the C cap. Pretty standard stuff here for BPS. But it will work out. And they could already get more aggressive and potentially get away with a C cap. Maybe they could send in a tank there. Although there are a lot of demons tanks. Punisher could also just simply push towards base B. There will be another way to go about it. Very standard stuff here on this game. 5 tanks on the hill, 2 tanks in the city. As I was talking about earlier, one team moving up more aggressively to steal some cap, which will then trigger some push either down into the city or up on that hill. But I think that demon pushing in here is not going to enjoy this. The E100 also not having the most armor against an M4 or so. Losing a lot of 8 points there because the armor profile is pretty flat. Not sure about that choice. It is playing the DPM gun, by the way. The E100 is being bled down. It is out already. Has a lot of hit points to begin with, but no reactive armor. And not the best armor profile. E100 is out of the fight. That was allowing for the C cap to happen, but it can simply be taken back now. Also, base B is being taken by BPS. And the T100 trying to sneak up from behind. There was a decapping shot by the Kranwagen still, but Hypnotizing found an opportunity of simply bullying that T100. Puts in a great HE shot, and also Punisher is coming out. Over there, Samus Detail is also exposed and struggling. T100 going down. Chieftain also not going to last much longer, which brings us to a 7 versus 4. And now 6 versus 4, 3. Demon not having their tanks left alive anymore. And BPS can just roll in here with Flexibility coming in with that R3215B moving up above that hill. Getting to the rear of the Super Conqueror. Daniel still grasping onto his last few hit points. Staying alive, and that is the kill of another tank on Demon's side. And BPS is winning this encounter with 4-2. They had one map that they really didn't enjoy, but on that map, I really gotta point it out, BPS or Demon was simply playing standard meta lineups and they were doing good at it. It was suiting them well. The other maps that they lost, I could blame the lineups to a large degree, although there was maybe a slight chance of making things work by better gameplay. But they absolutely struggled to get the weaker lineup to push in. Alright. By that, we are finished with game number 2 for today. And I will switch rooms again. Okay, there's some change. Okay, okay. We are switching servers now. And are going to see Joker, a demon again. Okay, now this weird thing of switching servers where, well, this weird thing of switching servers where Wargaming completely messed up. You know, if you're switching servers, then, and if you connected your multiple accounts to the same login, then it just says this is not your default server. Okay. Let's pull it out. Okay. I will need a second. Guys, tell me, have you followed the tournament so far? How did you enjoy it? And are you usually actually into tournaments, or is it more like just occasionally fun, but you prefer randoms? What are your thoughts on it? I will try to focus on just quickly logging in. What I mean is this. We could not log in because the default account is on another server. Why did Wargaming tell me to even connect the servers then? And now I need to go to the website and change my default to NA. Just to switch back after I'm done with NA then. Okay. Gosh, it's hot in here. Although maybe it's cooling down outside now, so I can open the window. Okay. I'm locked in. Okay. Locked in on NA. Can I actually get some free stuff here? I have not read into this yet. Hey, free stuff. Claim. I'm not going to bother buying this crap. Okay, turbo. Great. Tier 6 tank that I'm never ever going to play. Sell. $500. Ah, well. That's something. Anything over here? Sandbox container. Okay, I don't want that. Well, first of all, I should maybe try to get into the room. They're already waiting. I thought we were starting a bit later. Okay, we're actually immediately starting. I thought we were starting in 5 minutes. Okay. Okay, they were waiting for me and I was just I was just doing random stuff. Okay. Let's go. Probably the score is incorrect right now. No, I actually reset it already. We are on Kennel, here on NA server, nasty shootout of the E50Ms. Kakety down to 1k hit points, and also Group is losing some HP as he is getting greedy for Pyroblast. Pyroblast and the FE215B arguably not the best situation. The T100s escaping as the E50M secured base A, which will put Pyroblast and the FVs in trouble. And the FVs going down already. Pyroblast can still move forwards, escaping into the middle of a lot of enemies, trying to put himself into safety while spotting the opponents, but Joker is not hesitant to just go in there. T100s on the other side trying to do something against the E50M. And this is the E50M now fighting a 1v1 kind of against the T100, and it's the first one going down. But the team of Demons here in blue lost 2 tanks already at a lot of hit points. Also their positions are fairly stuck in the middle. They don't have any great hull down spots. And Crossfire as Joker does. Good start to Demon, but Joker was simply able to take control of the map by sending their tanks over to base A. Nice lineup here with a lot of fast tanks on either side actually. Pyroblast still getting a kill shot. But the next... Wait, they all called Pyroblast. What the hell? I did not even realize until now. Oh, okay. So some eyes will be L's and L's will be eyes. They are obviously not having the same name, but they all look the same, which will potentially make it a bit trickier to focus fire. Okay. No, they mostly switch around with the O's in the back. Some are zeros, some are O's. Dominant start to Joker. And we are going for game number 2. On Kennel again. After 3 games, we will switch servers, by the way. Just so that, because in case you didn't know, Joker is the strongest team that the NA server has to offer. And they are playing on their home server right now. The Demon team is playing with some rather bad ping, therefore. After that, we are switching over to EU server after a couple of games. So it will be fair to everyone. Okay. Kennel again, this time the team of Joker playing some Maximum Force FE42 as well, E50Ms, a lot of them, T22, T100 light tank, very fast lineup. Also, Demon is playing very light, but they are choosing the 200 LTs for their extra mobility and camouflage values. They are capping by C with 2 tanks here. Reaction might still have a decapping shot. Nope. Oh, that was close. And somehow, thanks to some black magic, the 200s remained unspotted. Demon starting very nicely on this game. Having base A as well as base C. And they have the better sides for holding. Joker approaching base C though. Getting crossfired badly. Group losing a lot of hit points, but now the E50M is moving up to the side, so actually no one will be there to defend base C in the same way again. Yes, this FV215B has been doing on the last shot. The question is if Joker is trying to get in there again. Currently they are pressuring from two different sides here. But the blue team has the strong holding spots and they have a lot of hit points. 15.5k hit points on the blue side versus 12.7k. And Joker can really not afford to lose any more hit points before going for a play. They have to really select carefully where to go. This 200 here will still try to spot potentially decap base C again. He's actually spotting like that through the bush. Cannot shoot for the moment. That is... Okay, now he's spotted. And he is getting shot as well. So he will have to drop down. Gets shot still by Kakati from the side. So this will allow Jokers to get that C-cap. Reaction getting away with it for free. No one there to spot that anymore. And this is going to turn things around. Now it will be up to Demon to make a play. And they have kind of wasted their opportunity as they still had the chance of going for the left side. Maybe they are still in the position of simply going for Kakati. But also they're trying to hold here. And Joker is already relocating. And the chance that Demon had is gone. They cannot go in there anymore. They are going for base B now, but I think it's too late. Demon is already coming over. T100 remaining unspotted though. T100 getting that cap. Not costing all that many hit points. This is great for Demon. They still have the cap lead. They have a lot more hit points still, but they need to be very careful to keep their hit point advantage. To not allow Jokers to push in that easily. Still, I've got to point out that pushing in often is leading to the win, not holding. Because you cannot cover every angle. And if it is possible for Jokers to simply isolate those two tanks, push them from behind while also taking base B, well, they are winning the game. They just need 2 kills basically. And they can get them. Question is, when the push is coming, they're probably going to wait for quite a bit to turn the points around, the cap points. Also, Joker will really struggle with their HP. Another one losing HP there. Kakati losing more hit points as he's dropping down into the water. Trying to get closer. Pure Blast attempting to spot the right side here. Podoki is quite isolated and low on hit points. There will be a play for base B. That's for sure. E50M's moving in. They are actually going for base A straight away. And shooting down the T100 who has been camping over there. Not getting the kill though. Base B is being stopped. Can there be any kills for Joker? This is the question now. Or are they losing their tanks? They are losing the first one. And that is actually Demon winning game number 2. So first point for Demon. 1-1 now. A very nice one here for Demon this time. I love to see that. And this brings us to another map. And I've got to say, Pure Blast was doing a great job. And Pure Blast was also doing a bad job. Okay. And we are switching to Dynasty's Pearl. Let me actually check something real quick. Okay. Okay. Joker versus Demon, and now on Dynasty's Pearl. Let's see whether Demon is going for some lighter lineup again, as they've done on multiple occasions on the EU server still. 1-to-1 is good to see. Joker going for a lot of M4s. One E50M as well, an IS-4 and a mouse. On the right, we do have Demon with triple M4, double Fe215B, Super Conqueror and an E50M. Starting with less hit points, less tanks with reactive armor. Are they? No, but they have more damage output. The Fe215Bs might be a good choice, we will see. Demon moving all in on base C. Steel Hunter spotting and immediately taking some shots as he is turning around. What a wise call for him to not move out any further. Demon getting aggressive here. Some crossfire already coming in from the side. Joker has played for the city with some tanks, but those two are rather out of the fight. Demon might be able to push forwards here. They have Steel Hunter in focus fire. The E50M trying to move out and get that E50M killed. He is hidden there. I did not even know this was possible to hide all the way back there. But the blue E50M, Pyroblast, is having a good chance of getting that kill shot. But actually he is not connecting his shots. Will get the kill soon though. Getting shot down to a one-shot though. He has to get the kill shot and he doesn't. And now it is the M4 coming in from the side, supporting his teammate. How did he not manage to aim in properly and get that kill shot? Maybe horrible RNG, but it was so important to get that E50M out. And the guy of Demon just lost all his hit points for this move. He lost like his entire hit points just for shooting that E50M down to a one-shot, and he was already down to a two-shot. That was honestly not a good play there. Head point lead and cap and also gun advantage to the team of Joker, but lots of low hit point tanks. Focus fire not quite on point. Buffy Loopy can get killed soon, not before putting out another kill shot. There he goes. Budoki is now getting shot for a big one from behind, trying to support his teammate with a shot, but that is also just a failed one. Pyroblast is now alone here on this side as well. And he was the last one in the first place. Joker with a comfortable win in the end. Not losing that E50M was so crucial for Joker, and punishing the enemies so badly as they tried to go in there. I don't know how they did not lose any more hit points pushing out that much. Demon simply not able to make their tanks worse, especially this E50M. Okay, I cannot see. Oh, I cannot even see the overview because it's a press account. But how did he fail so many shots? He must also be super mad about it. Honestly, it might be all about the RNG and ping, as the enemy was angling a lot. Let's not forget that here on the left side we are seeing a lot of, I mean, everyone is playing from the EU server on NA server with bad ping. But super annoying, of course, for them that they did not get that kill shot. Otherwise, they would have this one be great bait and survive for a bit longer, potentially. Go away. Oh, are we already switching? We are switching to EU server again. Which means I have to change my default. Okay, I'm dumb. I have to switch my default account to EU. And then log in. What the hell? What the hell? They did not rename the room, so every room has demon in the title right now. Luckily, I know where to go. Okay. So we are at 2-1 for the team of Joker. As we're having a moment, I'll try to find some more information about other results. There was some kind of document where I could see the results actually. Let me see. One second. Teams are not ready yet, don't worry. Okay. I found something where I can see results. Just that I don't have the overview yet. I think it's a round robin now. So every team is playing against every other team. Yep. And do I see any team doing especially well here? BPS won everything yet. 4 out of 7 games. I mean, I can show you here. BPS won everything over there. QQ won also 2. Wait, they didn't apply against Belaf yet. Okay, that's the rematch happening later. 2 out of 4 they won. Aqua 1, 2. We don't have a final result yet here. Let's actually see if people are ready. Not yet, okay. Demon lost 2. Belaf lost a lot of games already. They were really strong in the early stages. Joker lost against Belaf, won against Aqua, and now they're playing against Demon. They are still playing Origin and, well, a couple of other teams. Okay, Game is starting. Also, I need some more water. Oh, I think my game crashed. Did it? Looks like it. When it's stuck loading like that, that usually means a crash. Let's get it back quick. Yeah. They already started. I hope they didn't kill everyone yet. Come on. Okay, no hit points lost. Good. Didn't miss much. Both teams moved over towards the... Wait. Demon moved over towards base C with everything. Still having some bait in spawn, but Joker is coming for it. And the Hori is kind of stuck there, tracked as well. Took 2. But is safe for the time being. Samus, the Chieftain, was or is supporting. Does not have a ton of penetration nor armor though, so will struggle to peek out. Oh, good shot into the Hori. Deviat also spotted. Should have probably tried to stay unspotted. Not the best peek here, but Demon is counter pushing. Demon is trying to go for the city. And Steel is potentially using his reactive armor way too early. Also, on the other side, there is Joker pushing into Crypt. While Evgeny and Kopyat are quite useless for the moment. Cannot really find the opponents yet. Over here, Parmesan is also in a 1v1 against the group. Or might be going for the kill shot there. Well done. Gun advantage to the team of Demon. Although they are going to lose some tank over here still. It looks full good for Demon. They have the hit point lead. They have cleared the city so far. They are capping base A as well, as they still have base C. And they will be able to take out group. Group still having reactive armor. Deviat moving out more aggressively towards the enemy spawn. Not going for the kill of group though. Parmesan not able to get the kill shot. 283 hit points only on this shot. And Deviat is losing a lot of hit points for this move. Will get shot again by Milo, baby. But the Hori is also supporting from behind. Yet the E50M is not going to be able to win the 1v1, but that doesn't matter. It is actually Demon winning this game with a nice push into the city. Well coordinated. They were gambling a bit on that one. As the team of Joker just disappeared there. And it is also a cap win now with 1k points for Demon. Wu is asking what are the main tier 10 comp tanks right now. Well, we do have the AMX M4 as the absolute main tank still. Similar to the last seasons. The Super Conqueror is also quite popular, although not as much as the AMX M4, simply due to the fact that it has reactive armor as well. E50M is incredibly popular. And still, the main tank will be in the AMX M4. And that is just paired with some tanks that can either deliver some mobility, that can deliver some damage output. For that, for example, it would be the FE215B in most cases. Some few teams like Demon like going for the Chieftain instead. But I personally think that the FE215B is a better choice because it has high HE penetration. And it has premium ammunition that has a lot of penetration. And it has a better turret. Just that it does... Oh, it has more hit points as well, I think. Yeah. And the speed boost on top of that. Just that it does not have the gun depression. But you can just move around. I mean, the FE215B is just straight up better for comp in my opinion. And random games... For damage farming, the Chieftain might be it, but yeah. Hash is just not as great as being able to pen enemies reliably. So we've got the M4, we've got the E50, we've got the Super Conqueror. T100 is still the main light tank. Rarely it is the bad shit. Mainly it will be T100 for spotting. Sometimes also a Hori is added to the pack. Very rarely VK72, but that's really not really to be considered a meta tank. Among the super heavies, VK72 or Mouse are being chosen. But you can see here, Demon now going for a meta lineup of E50Ms, M4s, also a team of Joker. Quick B cap there by Samestite in the middle, and nice shot. Thank you for the donor there that just threw in. Thanks a lot. And Demon getting more aggressive on base D even to spot over there the E50M. Taking a shot. But is trying to simply get towards that VK72. I don't know if it was worth it. We will see. He fails that second shot though. Unlucky. But he is hull down now. Can put out more shots and can potentially also go for the decap and stop that. Okay, now it's starting to be a good trade. Group has lost a lot of hit points. And Joker is under pressure to do something now. Joker will have to push the enemy spawn, and they might be able to go for Evgeny or Parmesan. Here it is Parmesan that is being focused now by Buffy Loopy and also Milo Baby coming in from behind there. But Parmesan still holding on in a nice hull down spot. Having the FE215B for backup. Evgeny struggling the most. He is too aggressive on the side with his Super Conqueror. And he is getting perma-tracked by the T100 light tank. He still has the last shot, but is getting killed there. Also Parmesan will go down. Over here we've got Deviat on the AMX M4 who tried to move up, but lost almost all his hit points, is now down to a one shot, and the E50M is trying to move in for saving his teammate. But he lost almost all his hit points in just this moment, and that was absolutely not well done. I don't think they can actually kill the VK72. There was a ram kill of the AMX M4. Now the E50M is going down. What was that move here? They managed to cap 3 bases, but just simply did not play for holding. They kept pushing at a disadvantage. And now it is the team of Demon down to 3 tanks against 7. And they are not going to be able to turn things around. Crip having some hit points still, but getting shot from the other side by the VK72 with that big gun. We still have a T100 some way. Wait, he's gone. He's gone. Alright. I think Demon started off really nicely. Capping B, moving up towards base D, and just they shut down the VK72 quite a bit. And they did not have to go for him. They could just simply take that base and return, take some holding spots, sit it out, then let the enemies come, and in some way maybe they could take out the VK72 later. But they allowed the VK to farm 3.8k damage despite it being a low hit point tank, simply by not going for the kill and not going... I mean, I don't know. They could have either gone fully in with enough tanks or completely ignored him, let him sit there for a while, and then get back to him later on once there wasn't full attention on this guy anymore. I mean, the VK could not really be pushing in with a lack of hit points, so maybe it would have been worth it to simply go for somewhere else. Of course, the temptation is high to get that low hit point tank out, but he was covered. And that was not a surprise there. He was covered all the time, and still Demon tried to force it. Wait, did I even update the score? I think Demon won one game more last game. So we are in a 3-2 now. Third map, right? So there should be 6th point then, yes. And it might be the last one, as it is a match point for Jokers. Demon playing with better ping now. Joker playing with worse ping. I don't know if that's going to be substantial to the outcome. Quick cap of base D and base C and base B. I mean, with the A cap, it will be a cap lead to the team of Joker. But quite some bad shootout of group, who might still take some more shots. T100 unspotted in the rear. Oh, Kopiat exposing his side, taking 2 for no reason. Although he was going for the bridge there to take a safer spot. It is the team of Demon in the worst positions now. I mean, they have good holding spots, but they don't win with holding. They don't even have the triple cap lead. So they need to kind of counter push here, and the only chance would be in the back. And they are not there yet, but some tanks are moving back. And there were some more hit points lost. Hit points being relatively even though. Some details still unspotted. Can find reactions quite soon. Both tanks spotting each other. And the T100 is also missing his shot. So good trade for the E6, and the T100 is escaping. So Dr. Watson is coming in from the side now. Reaction kind of misplaying by staying, but being lucky to get away here without taking any more shots. It would be possible to pressure base A. But Demon does not know this for now. They don't know that there are so many tanks over here. So they are playing the safe game, sending the E6 back, actually. But there is an AMX M4 coming. That's actually a very clever decision to send the Eureka armored E6 back, who was good for pressuring the T100, but now a heavy tank is pressuring the A-cap because he can take some shots. Evgeny might be in trouble here. Milo Baby is going in. Evgeny taking one, but he is still having the advantage against Puffy Loopy. Will have to escape the FV215B. Is actually focusing the FV, switching focus there. Can base A be taken by Crypt, for example? It is about this side. The hit points still being even. But is it possible for Demon to push in here? Kakety going down. Gun advantage to the Demon team, but just for a second as they also lost one. Kopiat over here in the 1v1 against Group, but there will be some more backup. Some Detail can support there, potentially, but the rather supports on the other side. Both teams lost another tank again. Now it is another one down on Demon's side. So gun advantage to Joker. But also, Caps are switching around as the 200 is trying to stop base C. Kopiat winning the 1v1. Guns even for the time being. But Parmesan is still very isolated in the middle. And after him going down, it will also be about the B cap. Parmesan can maybe still take put out a nice shot there into the STB. Putting the STB down to one shot as well. 920 points for Joker. As they are getting a cap back. Looking good for them. They are having the cap lead, and they are also going to get the next M4 out. If the T100 doesn't die in the next 3 seconds, then he is going to win the game. And Dr. Watson just not getting around there on time. If it was somehow possible to get the T100 out still, then it would have potentially been a win for Demon. As they, I don't know, did they manage to maybe get the caps? Maybe they could have still done something. There were a lot of low hit points, one shots, I think 3 one-shots for Joker on Joker's side. But Demon was not able to pick them up. That is 4-2. Demon winning the game here. And we are getting to the next ones, which will be... Well, let me just quickly reset the score so I don't forget about it later. And... quickly get up and move a little bit. And I will be spectating. We have one more game, one last tournament game. We have Belaf versus QQ. Okay. Where is that going to be? Let's see the info. Okay, I am not sure yet. QQ is over here, they're still playing, okay. Then we'll probably have a moment. You know what, let me just go for one random game. Just a quick moment of relaxation. And I've got to say, it's been a while since I played on PC. By the way, as there's the event going on at the moment for the Bisonte, if you don't know yet how this tank feels like, how this tank plays like, I just put out a video about it yesterday. It's basically like a mini stream. I thought I'm not going to get a whole stream done, so I just went for a quick review and played it for half an hour. What am I going to play? Let's play something fun. Although I'm really not confident in my aiming right now on PC. I hope I'm not going to regret this. Okay, that was not what I wanted to do. Just checking, settings are fine, okay. I mean, sometimes the settings change. For whatever annoying reason. Nice start. I'm not going to stick around here though, I want to get a bit more aggressive. On that flank. Oh, looks like all the enemy heavies are in the middle of the map. Unfortunately for me, because I'm not going to get to farm them all that much then. Maybe I do. Oh yeah, I can shoot at Ice 8. Oh shit. No. No! Okay, let's move away from the Yak and actually shoot this guy. Good. I am not quite confident in my aiming here. Honestly. Feels a little bit like... Is the sensitivity maybe too high? No. Ah.
We lost a track. We're stuck here. Enemy armor is damaged. We fixed the
Okay, Yak.
Enemy armor is damaged.
I'm fine with this trade. Nice.
Damage them.
Okay, Yak shot. There was another one over here.
Penetration.
Good. No, and he shot someone else.
We've damaged them.
How can I not pen this tank with HE? Maybe I would need calibrated shells for that.
Enemy armor.
Hey, I penned. And not high enough. Okay. Actually, tungsten rounds would have allowed me to kill him already. I just did not bother. I mean, I kind of wanted to farm someone else with tungsten rounds still. But I don't think I'm getting to it. FE45 was... No. FE45 is likely also pushing towards the Emir. What?
We've damaged them. Enemy armor
Good.
destroyed.
And I can now probably get to the next game already. To the next tournament game. Let's see. Oh, I'm in ratings. Okay. Okay, that was not my intention. Wanted to play randoms. Okay. So QQ versus Belaf. I've not seen this QQ team yet. Or have I? Actually, I have. Let's maybe check the other results. See what else we can see here. So, BPS, wait, Aqua has now one game out of 4. No, 2 games out of 4. QQ is about to replay 1 game that was supposed to happen yesterday. They won 2 out of 3. BPS won 4 out of 4. A nice job there. Belaf won 3 out of 3. Good performance. Also winning against Joker, who was unbeaten in the qualification stage. Demon won 1 out of 4. They really did not perform today, I've got to say. Just although they had some very nice games, there were a lot of mistakes involved, a lot of hopeless situations. Then Origin played only 3 games and lost all of them. Laugh lost all out of 4 games. Joker was winning 2 out of 3. Okay. So BPS currently ahead. We can already see that the final top 4 that we are going to see in the next stage then is showing a little bit. A little bit more at least. And we're still having another tournament day tomorrow, and then there will be next weekend with 2 more tournament days. Okay, so the left side is Belaf, right side is QQ. Just that everyone has some weird ass clan tags at the moment. Thing is that there are no official tournaments right now, so people don't have any reason to be in specific clans. Did my game just get stuck here? Yes. And we're starting. So lineup of triple M4, Chieftain, double E50M E6 on Belaf side. And they are quite far already. They also managed to cap base A. What the hell was going on with my game? QQ has lost some hit points, even. And they managed to cap base C. Probably with a 200 light tank. Hit points are relatively even nonetheless. Caps in favor of Belaf, and Belaf is getting aggressive. They want to go for the E50M over here. Rumpelstilzchen moving in there, and he is doing fine, although it is a close 1v1. Based on the hit points, he is going to win that one for sure. Menacing Grin trying to hold on to just shoot down the E50M Rumpelstilzchen as much as possible before getting killed. Cannot hide anymore. I mean, he could have dropped down, but actually he was just trying to be as useful as possible against this guy because he's in a very dangerous spot and he's still getting killed. Nice job there. QQ getting one tank out for losing one, but also losing some more tanks. Aphanium now also getting killed. Ocean nothing, still in a very nice spot. Guns even. T100 climbing up here. The E50M failing his chance to just block the T100 from climbing. But the T100 is not in trouble. Base C is being taken back. So is base A. Guns even. In the meantime, as QQ cleared this flank, the team of Belaf managed to go for base C, and Belaf is still having about twice the amount of hit points. Pretty good for them. They are not having the same amount of mobility though, as there is a T100 still on the field for QQ, which often turns out to be super crucial. But Edge Runner is a one-shot already. He's trying to get into a safer position, potentially. He's trying to move up here to cover base A, or he is even trying to hide even further. No, he's going up. If he can. Can he go up like this? That's a very, very good angle here. Just, okay. I did not think that a slow tank would be able to move up there. That's where my lack of tournament experience kind of shows. I mean, practical experience. If you play a lot in a team, then you get to know every kind of climb. I honestly did not know this one. So Edge Runner is pretty safe up there. If anyone's moving into base A, he can shoot that. Although that's not really necessary for now. T100 not getting spotted and having some nice shots into the Lavushka. Evgeny afraid to peek. Being spotted. So is the T100. Oh, Ventium taking a big shot. QQ really has to go for some good trades. Because they really lack the hit points. They have half the hit points. Compared to the team of Belaf. T100. Getting a bit more greedy, aggressive there. With the E6 up there, he cannot go into base C. But they have to. They somehow have to get base C still. Maybe he could drop into base C in the very end, but actually there are 2 tanks. He's not going to survive that. Nope. T100 relocating. It's all about the T100 gameplay here. Honestly, the other 2 tanks are basically stuck. They can still deliver some crossfire. If the poor accuracy of the AMX M4 allows for it, they can deliver some good shots. And that's the only hope that they have. I mean, if they can somehow get some kill, they will have a good time. But honestly, look at the hit points that they have. The Chieftain hiding down there. They are all ready to shoot into base C if necessary, or also decap base B with the M4. Oh, Ventium losing void points. I think there is a play going on here. T100 shooting the side of the M4. Ventium tried to go for base B, but he's losing too many hit points already. The Lavrushka. Oh! Chieftain getting the kill shot of Edge Runner, and by that, it's a sealed deal. The T100 taking 588 from the Chieftain, trying to still move around there, get the Lavrushka out, but actually, there is FG also picking up the kill of the M4. So that is the first win to the team of Belaf. Hopefully we won't be late to the next one again. And we can see the starting moves as well. Alright. Point number 1 to Belaf on the left. And we might still see 3 more games, or we might still see 6 more games. 6? Yes. Might be. We are seeing Castilla again, of course. And by the way, Belaf had the better spawn last game as well. If that matters here, we don't know for sure, but still, it's a matter of fact that most teams would agree to. I assume probably all of them. Things from the north spawn, it is possible to cover base A a lot better and also just have everyone able to sit on the large shields like the Chieftain in the end to then shoot towards the Castilla, towards the church area here in the Abbey. Church, whatever. And we are seeing an E50M lineup with some AMX M4s and one E6 Chieftain as well. On Belaf's side, as they are making a play for the match side mostly. So is QQ. They have sent in one tank towards the corner, climbing up that hill there. And they are going for a quick A-cap. I don't think anyone's there to defend that yet. Nope. Brave move that worked out very well. The boy that got away. Actually being able to get away here. And the E50M is pulling out. To my surprise, he's not trying to hold there. He's going back. He's trying to move into the ditch here, into the river, where he can shoot base A a little bit better. But that leaves 2 tanks up there quite isolated. Concept can fall back though, loses a lot of hit points for that. It's not about base A here for the team of Belaf, as they are getting more and more aggressive. Edge Runner jumping down and actually dying by that. Crim trapped here on the rock, actually. Could not hide there as a mountain goat. Was getting shot from behind. Belaf with a nice push from multiple different angles. Not getting punished all that much. 2k hit points more and 2 tanks more on the field right now for Belaf. Scorpion Jago, the first one to go down for Belaf, but he can still hold on for a while. Can still drop down there. Pushing him would cost a lot of time for QQ, as they would put themselves into bad positions. Next tank fell on side of QQ. Menacing Grin trying to escape, but it's definitely not unharmed. He is taking a lot of shots. Is down to a 2-shot already, maybe a 1-shot even. But can move away for now. Rumpelstilzchen on the other side has been killed. It's the first one on Belaf's side to fall. I think this is looking very strong for Belaf. They have 2 tanks more and 3k hit points more. QQ also not quite having the positions, but they get the cap still. They get the A cap and now they are taking base C. I don't know if that helps, but it means that Belaf will have to push in. Evgeny is in a strong position to spot over here and hold this entire area. Supported by Classical, but most of the team of Belaf is trying to move up towards the enemy spawn. But if they move out anywhere, they can easily get spotted and shot. The T-100s with that amazing camouflage and view range will be able to spot out literally everyone here. Very important to keep these tanks alive until the very end. The more room there is, I mean the less tanks there are on any map, the more chances the T-100s have, the better they are going to be, as they can move into positions where they are not facing any stronger armored opponents. But currently they are not having any shots. And the Lavushka is moving into the B cap, and you will get away with that. Ventium cannot defend that. Ventium taking a big shot here from Classical with a hash. But there is a T-100 shooting into base B. Remaining unspotted even. But I think still that the Lavushka is getting that cap. Oh, failed shot there by the T-100. Was a close one. The Lavushka can fall back, and Classical is moving out to the kill shot. Gets it. 3 tanks remaining on the blue side. And they are starting to get desperate, trying to go for some moves. Not really getting away with it. Although it was a nice approach here. Big rolls into the M4. But they could not get any tanks out here. Could not make their way towards base A. And this means that 1480 is going down. And now it is only 1 tank against 6. With Belaf having double caps to none. Menacing Grin still holding on for a while, but actually could basically give up. I mean, oh, nice shot from the side there. Yeah, he's not going to have any chance here, that's for sure. Menacing Grin against Classical, who's on the hill here. Classical failing that shot. T-100 still going to put in one or the other, but the points are also ticking over. Oh, that failed HE. T-100 going for a last one and bouncing off the side of the Chief. So this is a win for Belaf again. And by that we are switching maps. Let's see what's next. Luckily no server switches now. Vineyards it is. Okay. We are seeing QQ readied up with an E6 Chieftain, E50M to 100. A lot of fast tanks for them. 2 AMX M4s and a Kranwagen on top. So some tanks with armor. Lots of mobility and damage output for them. And then there is a Mercy, or this Belaf, going for triple AMX M4, double E50M, 1 to 100 light tank and a Chieftain. Also they play with a very fast lineup here.
Time to roll out.
Which might mean that both teams are intending to play for base A, unless one team is adjusting to their strategy to what the enemies are having on the field. Nope. Both teams playing for... Oh, Irie might struggle here. Was intending to go for a first spot on that hill. Is falling down now, as he was definitely being caught off guard. He could have seen this by the lineup. With all honesty, this was foreseeable that this move was incoming. But now the 200 is trapped. 2 AMXs coming in from behind. Although the 200 might still be able to hold on for a while. But tanks are coming closer, moving into the rear. The E6 is in big trouble, as well as the 200. And the Classical is now moving out here. Classical will have some next big shot with the tungsten rounds. If he connects the HE, he might get the kill shot, but it's not quite high enough. But there is another one to pick up the kill. Also, the E6 is out already. Belaf steamrolling here. Belaf going fall in, but they are also losing one. And also Rumpelstilzchen is low. Yet they are not losing the next tank anymore, as they are picking up another kill. And good tank lead to Belaf already, and also good hit point lead to them. Also, of course, the cap lead, as they got all the kills. And Krim now in focus, going down there. Now it is 1480. The low GPM Kranwagen being left for last on this side. On the other side, we still see some E50M who just rammed into Classical full speed. Menacing Grin, trying to take out the Chief. Does not manage to do so, as there is definitely some support to Classical. Ventium, on the other hand, flanked around the map. Tried to get some capsule, did get the AE cap, but now he is definitely not having any chances anymore. He's just moving into the middle. As he knows what's happening. And we are done with game number 3, which is the 3rd point for Belaf. QQ still not having a single win on their hands yet, on their side yet. Which means that actually we will get to the match point now. Potentially the last game. Also Vineyards, Belaf versus QQ. And I'll be very happy to be ending with that one. As my throat starts hurting, and I'll be tournament streaming tomorrow again. It's a long stream, 3 hours of tournament. I've been shouting so much. Okay, Belaf versus QQ on Vineyards again. Now going for... Belaf basically going for the same lineup, I would say. Double E50 T100, very fast choices there. Also some AMX M4s, 3 of those for some extra hit points. On side of QQ, we see some heavier lineup, as we can already tell by the amounts of hit points they are starting with. We see some 1 T100, 1 E50M, 3 Super Conks, 1 M4. Belaf is doing the obvious thing with that kind of setup of pushing towards the ruins, trying to defend base A with a T100. They got one decap in, but there are 2 tanks capping base A. So that is not possible to defend here. Yet Menacing Grin losing a lot of hit points here. Being down to a 2-shot already. Can still hide. But the faster tank that is supposed to run around and deal some damage is low on hit points now. Double caps to QQ though. Hit point advantage to Belaf already. Despite starting with less hit points. Belaf can get aggressive here in front of A, but they can probably not push forwards. Or can they? I don't think so. There are 4 tanks stacked up here. Even though 1 is low, they will struggle unless they get some more support from the side. So probably Belaf will have to turn around and go for 1480, who is isolating himself in the back here. Is there support for Ocean? Nothing. Or is he having to fight the 1v1, which is going to be pretty tough to do? Nope, Belaf is actually deciding to move into the front. And they did not get the E50M out yet. But they are focusing the Super Conqueror here. Focus fire actually not quite important, but no, Super Conqueror is down. Gun advantage to Belaf, but also Rumpelstilzchen is low on hit points. Failing to connect this shot, although he did get a track shot in, which might be helpful. He does... The track shot definitely allows him to shoot the AMX M4 as well as a teammate who does support there very nice at the 200. 1 tank on Belaf's side also died though. Hit point lead to Belaf. But Belaf just lost 2 tanks. And Belaf is struggling to pick up the kills on QQ's side. The E50M still alive. Crim's still alive. Now there's a second kill for Belaf. A gun advantage to QQ still. And the cap lead, which is getting closer to the 1K, especially with this kill. The Lavushka going all the way through the middle to try to get behind here and pick up the kill of the E50M and also the T100. But he will be having the Super Conqueror in his back. Can he go for it? No, taking an HE by this S-Conk. T100 can get that kill shot in. M4 really has to connect this shot into the T100, so Evgeny has some kind of chance of winning here. Who is going to win this 1v1? 985 points for QQ. They get that kill shot, but the Lavushka is going to get killed. And that means it will be the win for QQ. Actually, still winning on the match point at least 1 more game. So QQ is not out just yet. QQ still gets some chance. And Belaf biting their teeth out on that push. Going for a very safe position, or very safe formation of the QQ team. Pushing into 4 tanks, even with 5 tanks, is tough. And it's not possible if there's some crossfire from the side still. So 3-1. And we are going for the next map, which is Rockfield now. A map that we've actually not seen in a while. Not today yet, definitely. And we are... I mean, both spawns are pretty symmetrical here. I don't think that really matters. Belaf going for double E50M again. 1-100 light tank. Chieftain again. They are picking the same lineup as last game. QQ then picking double Super Conqueror, Chieftain, and quadruple AMX M4. So very heavy lineup. Not a single medium tank or light tank. Not going to allow them to spot much, nor will they have any mobility for flanking maneuvers, but slow flanking maneuvers also work out sufficiently well, sometimes even better. QQ going for a map control strategy as to be expected from their setup. Belaf applying for base C aggressively. Trying to spot with Evgeny over here, but those tanks, they don't need to get spotted, they don't need to shoot at anything. They are not going to get anything there. That's pretty sure for them, so they are just hiding and waiting for some tank to do a mistake, which might be Evgeny, who is moving out here and is being way too aggressive, taking his 623 damage HE roll into his side. Krim failing the HE, but that tracks Evgeny still, who is having to escape, but running into Chieftain. Still takes a shot from Irie, but Edge Runner already got killed on the blue side here. So QQ down one tank, Evgeny barely able to run away. Ocean nothing now moving into the side, and he's running into that game rock there. QQ having 2 versus 3 over here, but they have quite a lot of hit points. Belaf down on HP, 7.5k versus 11.2k. The Lavushka down to 1 shot. Going down, but 2 caps to none. QQ ignoring the caps as they want to get the kills. They have a cap lead, they have the hit point lead, and they have a great opportunity of getting some kills here. Classicals down to 1 shot. Aphanium is not going to be able to get away there. Belaf just also struggling to go for this flank and killed some kills here. Only now, but that's far too late. And that means that we are down to a 2 versus 5. I think that Belaf honestly just doesn't really care right now because they have enough points and they don't want to expose any strategies anymore. Because that's kind of what it looks like, that it's just not all that serious for them anymore. They don't have to absolutely win every game. And they are maybe a bit overconfident, just expecting to be much better than their opponents. And QQ still delivering a good show here on these last 2 games, winning 2 more battles. But that means I'm not going to end the stream yet. I am still having to stream some more game. Maybe just 1, as it's still the match point for Belaf. Maybe there will be 2. But that will definitely be it, as it is a best of 7. And we are going for the rematch on Rockfield. Belaf picking a safer lineup this time, it seems like. Some more heavy tanks, also going for some Chieftains. Double Chieftain, quite fast, quite vulnerable, quite dangerous. E50M, T100 light tank. IS4 with this special speed boost, which will allow for some great opportunity for capping base A very quickly. Then there are 2 AMX-M4s. On the side of QQ, to the right, we do have 3 AMX-M4s. Chieftain as well, but only one E50M as well. T100 as well, and the Kranwagen. Okay. Slightly more hit points to begin with on the side of QQ. There's a boost strat. Evgeny getting pushed up there. Can they make it work? Can they make it work? And they seem to be able to get him up there. T100 is up on that hill, can climb all the way towards that big peak up there, and Ocean Nothing is now relocating. Base A has already been taken, basically. Cap lead to Belaf, which is crucial here, since we need, or Belaf needs, the cap lead for the opponents to have to push in. Otherwise they would struggle with getting aggressive, as they are only having 6 tanks actively playing, 1 tank on that hill. QQ got pushed back quite a bit. T100 though definitely needs a spotting tank for this flank. If he spots for himself, he cannot farm damage. And farming damage is actually his main purpose. Or maybe not. Maybe he's just actually spotting for himself. But that means that there is a lot of attention to him now. And he's capable of hiding here. But look at all the blind shots. 100. Maybe shot the chieftain, not sure. Good holding situation for Belaf right now. Having that A cap and the map control with the T100, who's still pretty safe. QQ needs to ignore the T100 and push in over here on A without getting farmed by the T100. That's the main thing now. If they move into the middle, anywhere around here, the T100 will have easy shots. It can even shoot tanks up here on A. But it might be a bit more useless as it cannot really crossfire or focus fire all that nicely. But Ari is trying to spot here. Trying to fight Evgeny. Gets the spot in. Will there be any shots? I mean, I would expect there to be some tanks lined up to shoot Evgeny, but no one is capable of hitting him. No one does have any opportunities there. And QQ is moving forwards on base A little bit again. Sending some tanks down towards base B as well. But I think if they go for base B, they will just get farmed too much by the T100. Or if they push from base B up towards base A, they will also get farmed. But they are dropping into the B cap. Yet there are double chieftains right behind to cover that. That is not ideal for Ventium, who is low on hit points already. I can still put out a good shot into Rumpelstilzchen. But no one is really countering the chieftain there. That was a miscalculation by QQ. Should have definitely rather decided to push up onto base A, I would say. Evgeny has... Oh, Evgeny has died. Evgeny got killed over there. That was completely out of frame here. So guns being even. And it is still Belaf with more hit points. And more cap points as well. Also Ari here in a tricky situation, fighting the E50M. Who is definitely a lot more healthy and a lot more capable of winning this 1v1. Ari not getting out of there alive anymore. Got an advantage to Belaf. Edgerunner also quite low on hit points, already cannot move in anymore. There is a brawl going on over here, but QQ's attempt of counter pushing base A is failing hard, as Belaf is able to pick up the kills, and they have the cap points as well. They basically just need one more kill. They don't even need it, but they will get it. They will get one more kill and win on points. And that is Belaf winning on the last match here, 4-2. So Belaf wins this encounter against QQ. And it's still quickly show you the team result. Ventium was really suffering big time. Alright. And that's it. That's it for today's tournament matches. I'll be back tomorrow already, and for that reason I'm not even going to stream for any longer today. No randoms anymore, because this has been quite exhausting, 3 hours of non-stop tournaments basically. I'll be out. Thanks everyone for watching. If you did enjoy the stream so far, please hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more, and join us back tomorrow. And yeah, by that, I'll wish you all a very nice evening still. Very good day, no matter time. Doesn't matter what time it is for you. Have a good one. See you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.